Alright, good evening. I got a call from Amanda just as I started, so we talked for a second. Speaking of, hi Amanda, hope you're having fun doing what I'm doing. It's the last day before I go back to work after vacation, so I'm just gonna... I want to finish up this section of Promathia, which I have one more section to do. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna try and get through it all tonight, so I may be more focused on just playing the game. So let's, I think we left off last night. We found, in Movopolis, we found the Moblins and Celtaeus. And Celtaeus was being called Promathia by the goblins, but they revealed that they had been digging a tunnel to the celestial capital of Altair, which is deep below the North Sea. So, after that, we have to go back to talk to Sid. I don't remember why, but that's where Louverance is heading. So we're gonna head over to Sid and see what's up with him. And then, oh yeah, those kids, the tottered children, were randomly there, acting as a go-between for Nagmalata. So we're gonna go figure out what's going on with them. And all the political intrigue. So, let's keep going. I'm trying to decide if I want to play through Final Fantasy XIV after this, because I do like that game. And it does have a good story. There's a lot more voicing in that, though, and I'm a lot better at that game, so it'll go much quicker. But alright, let's go. What? You say you're looking for Louverance? I'm sorry, I haven't seen him around since he left. Uncle Sid! A pack of angry goblins attacked the steaming sheep restaurant. Master Ogby drove them away, but not before they injured some of the guests. Goblins in Bostock? Is Hilda alright? Mr. Smith, come with us right away. Javos has been taken back to Movopolis. Javos? Javos? Who's that? A Yelka who has been living with the Moblins in Movopolis. For the past century he has watched over the creatures, trying to convince them to live in peace with those in the world above for their dark caves. Forget that man. He has forgotten his roots, thrown away his identity. He is no longer a Galka. Moblins attacked him? It's probably his own fault. It may be, but we cannot look the other way. Without the assistance of Javos, we may never catch Salteus. Come, Metasmith. We must hurry back to the underground city. Morning, Hell Smasher. How are you? It's 10 p.m. here, but good morning. We're in the middle of Chains of Promathia. We are doing Louis Vuitton's path, and the last path we are doing is Tenzin. But hope you're doing well. I'm on my last cup of coffee for the day, so... We're gonna go back and see how Javos is doing in Movopolis. Which is... next page. There we go. It is Japan. I live in... well... there are so few people living in this prefecture that I won't say which prefecture, but suffice to say it's in the southwestern side. Hey, Elemental. But anyways, how are you? What you up to? I guess on the east coast of the US it's 8 a.m. And in Ireland it is 1 p.m. I did not have KFC for Christmas. I am ashamed to my community. No, the area I'm in is a little more traditional, and there's not a lot of KFCs around, so it's not that big of a thing. They do a lot of Christmas cake, though. They love Christmas cake. And, like, the entire reason they love Christmas cake is hilarious to me. Christmas is celebrating the birth of Jesus, and if it's a birth, that means it's a birthday, and for a birthday, you have to have a birthday cake, so Christmas cake. You can't fault the logic. Alright, where's my gold key? There we go. I don't remember what I did for Javos, but he talks slow. You! I think that's what I was doing. Cake is always good. Why have you returned? I have nothing more to say to you. Don't worry. I will convince the Moblins. I just need more time. More time. Come to your senses, man. You've been trying to convince these creatures for the past 100 years. They have not listened to you before, and they are not about to listen to you anytime soon. The beastmen were born from a seed different than you and I. They will never understand our logic, and will never understand we will never understand theirs. Plan on 6 boxing. Oh, you're gonna have to have some great bots set up for that. Oh, I wouldn't want to try and manage 6 box. I get stuck on the terrain enough as it is. I couldn't imagine trying to keep 6 characters from getting stuck. Trust can be pretty rough. There's a fight at the end of Seekers of Alduin, where one of the enemies stacks a poison damage on you, and every stack of poison damage does like 50 or 100 HP damage per tick. And so the best way to counter it is to just poison yourself with a weak poison first, and then it can't reapply poison to you because you're already poisoned. But if you do that with trust, they tend to heal you, and then you get poisoned anyways, so yeah. It doesn't work. Yes, there are a few individuals on both sides that learn to feel for the other. However, when the species unite as one, their nature takes control. The will of the group overrides the will of the individual. This will is their destiny, a destiny that cannot be altered. The boy we are after, Salteus. The Moblins will never betray him because that is the will of their species. And the will of their species is that of the Twilight God, Promathia. The same will that Salteus inherited over 10,000 years ago. No, you are wrong. The Moblins are merely blind. Blind to the truth. They were tricked. Yes. I created a new character to go through the game fresh. So the purpose is I'm going to go through all the cutscenes and do all the voicing, because my fiance works in a laboratory and doesn't have a lot of time right now. So one way I can share my hobbies while we're living far apart in long distance is by doing this and then doing the voices and sharing the story as best as I can for her, so she can experience it as well. And that's how I'm going to share my hobbies. And hopefully it's going to be like 6 or 8 months before we can get on the same continent again. While I'm finishing up my work contract and she is continuing her graduate degree. So, in the meantime, we talk every day, but the time difference between here and Ireland is it's 1 p.m. there. So that's 3 and it's like 15 hours, 16 hours. So when I'm asleep, she's at work. When I'm at work, she's asleep. And that in-between time, it's not possible. So in order to kind of extend that time, we're doing this, and it's going well so far. A few people have stopped by to enjoy it. So it's nice to have conversation in between quests, especially because there's only so much you can talk about to yourself while waiting for the boats. Tricked? Tricked into what? Listen to me. Long, long ago, the Moblins were searching for an iron giant bathed in light. Their legend, it says the Iron Giant, he will give them power. So the Moblins began digging. But what they found wasn't the Iron Giant. It was a stone statue. But they believed it was what they had been searching for, though no matter how much they prayed, no matter how many offerings they gave, the statue gave them nothing in return. To learn the reason why, they left the caves and began to attack people. They would kidnap and pillage, all to find an answer. I knew I must try to stop them, so I set out on a journey to learn of the statue. The statue. It was not long before I learned it was not the Iron Giant, but Promathia. I told this to the Moblins, hoping they would understand and change their ways. But I was wrong. I had opened Pandora's box. The Moblins started to believe they were the children of Promathia, and that it was their destiny to hate and destroy the children of Altana. And that is why you remain with the Moblins, to convince them of their misunderstanding, to repent for your sins. Jados, you need not burden yourself with such futile efforts to shake unwavering destinies. The Moblins would have eventually realized they were born of the Twilight God. No. The Tavnasian priest told me our legend was wrong. The Moblins were not born of the Twilight. Preposterous! Are you to have me believe that an official from the Tavnasian Cathedral denied the teachings of Altana? I have never heard of such an outrageous thing. Are you in your right mind, man? I know only what I heard. The priest. She helped me. She said the Twilight God died long before the Beastmen were born. But he will return and bring the end of the world. She also told me to continue searching for the true Iron Giant. And when I found him, the slumbering gods would show me the truth. Then she rid this place of the statue. With the statue gone, the moblins returned to their caves and began digging once more in search of the Iron Giant in peace until they found the crystal that breathes life into Vanadia. Sacre bleu! Jabbo, why didn't you tell us? Chuck. Jabbos, we heard everything. Jibs to Moblin's truth. Jibs betrayed Moblin. Mavumuk, get your truck. Jabbos, where's Very's mads? Very's mads. Jabbo. We've never been this mad before. Jabbo never lied to us before. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Yes, I lied to you. I was told you were children of Promathia, but I couldn't believe. That's why I kept searching for someone who would tell me the truth, searching for the real God. Jabbos, you can't fool us again. You can't trick us again. Wait, Jabbos. Good to be gone. Good byongles. Good byongles. I don't know what that even means. Good byongo. I guess that just means goodbye. No. Wait. Javels, what did they say? Where are you going? I must go. They told me goodbye. Then come with us. Javels, your strength and will to save the Moblins. Why not use that ability to help to save us as well? Save us? Just as the Moblins are bound by the chains of Promathia, the children of Altana, too, are in danger of meeting the same fate. If the chains are merely part of the Twilight God's curse, then possibly what you said is true, that the Moblins are not the children of Promathia, but simply diseased by his evil will. The chains of Promathia. Come, Jabbos, let us meet with Sid and derive a plan to rid our world of the Twilight Gods, of the Twilight's darkness once and for all. Alright. I will help you to save them. Not us. Them. My friends, the Moblins. Ugh. When I do his voice, the image I have for him is that he's not spoken the ordinary language in 100 years, and he's always trying to pause and find the words that he's looking for. And sometimes he'll start to say the word, but it takes him a second to remember how to finish it. I think I could do a little better with it if I focus on exactly what parts of the words I'm looking for when I'm speaking, because there are some points to pause, like when you start saying a verb, for example, and you're trying to remember how you're conjugating it. That may be a better time to pause. Like if he's going to use past tense, then pause and start the first syllable and drag it out for a second or two while he's trying to think of the word before he says it. I think that would be a better way to go about his voice, but I don't know how much more Javos is in this, so we'll find out. Sid's voice, I just imagine that he gargles coal every morning. Alright, and this should be it for Louis Vuitton's path, and next we'll do Tenzin.
So let me get this straight. The Keeper of the Apocalypse is actually the reincarnation of the Twilight God. And we're going to have to fight him? This is not turning out like I wanted it to.
Celteus is gone. He left Movopolis. Moblins don't know anything. But my friends, they believe he will return, so they continue to dig. They will show him the way to the crystal.
I see. But considering their previous action, I think it would be a wise idea to keep a watch on them. Who knows what they might try next. If they were to find the way to the fifth Mother Crystal before we do, the consequences could be immeasurable.
The Moblins, my friends, they wouldn't. Master Sid, we have neither the time nor the resources to engage the Moblins. Currently, we must face the problem before us, Bahamut and his plan to destroy mankind. If the Moblins are digging this tunnel for their boy, then chances are he will return when they are finished. And when he does return, that is our perfect opportunity to catch him.
That's true. But think of the implications. A path to the fifth Mother Crystal will be opened. Alright, first we wait for everyone to get back. There are still quite a few things Prish needs to clear up. I myself am going to need a little more time to finish my work.
Your work? What are you up to, old man?
Would you like to know? I'm making my wings. According to some inside information I just happened to stumble across, Bahamut is hiding out beyond the Sea of Clouds, higher than any man's ever flown. If I tried to take my baby CID up there in her current state, she'd be torn to pieces by the turbulence. No, there's a few more things I've got to teach her before we can have our date in the heavens.
Oh, it's hard to do.
Excellent.
When do you think she will be ready?
Hold your horses there, Louvrons. I'm working as fast as I can. I have some of the best craftsmen in Vanadilla on the project. And until we're done, we need you back in the Mobopolis keeping an eye on those moblins. Do you think you can handle that?
You need not worry, Master Sid. Javos has provided me with much information on his subterranean companions. And a few of my friends will also be lending their hands. I know everything about Mobopolis. I know everything about moblins.
Alright then. It looks like I found the right men for the job.
By the way, have you heard anything regarding Lady Prish? While searching for information on Altair, I learned of a group of Mithra known as Sin Hunters. I am not sure of the details, but I believe they originally traveled from their Mithran homeland to catch Cardinal Mildarion and punish her for her past crimes. However, now that the three believe that the Cardinal is dead, they search for Prish to have her atone for the sins of Maldarion.
Olmia just came by a few days ago with a few of those trackers. They said they had found Prish, but that she had got away before they could finish their business. They also said that when she escaped, she took a large chunk of magicite known as the Star of Tafnasia with her. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
The Star of Tafnasia? It was said to have been lost 20 years ago during the Great War. You say that Prish possesses it? But where could she have run off to?
And that's exactly why we're stuck in like a chokepo in the mud. Olmia hasn't slept for days, the poor child. Well, all we can do is wait for Tenzin to come back and pray that he has found something. Metasmith, Tenzin said he was heading for Lethane Plateau to find Carbuncle. Why don't you try joining him?
Ugh. I think we'll do that. Did I unlock Summoner on this character? I did. Hopefully they don't have any other cutscenes to go through. Oh. Soul Kite? No. Now we have to go to... Let's just go here and use that book. For all this running around, I almost wish I went Black Mage and White Mage. Then I could teleport everywhere. Is it Soul Kite? Yeah. There we go. Speaking of the Iron Giant, there you go. Probably not the Iron Giant they're looking for, but, you know. always interested me that the goblins and moblins and such were always, as far as lore goes, they're creatures with a proclivity for technology. And Alexander, the Primal, is a construct created with magic and machinery combined. So, the other interesting thing is that he's always associated with holy magic. So the way magic works in most Final Fantasy games is that there are 4 to 8 elements depending on what game it is. And every element tends to have a... For monsters, you know, everything has a strength and a weakness, so like... a lot of orcs will have a strength or an affinity with fire, and a weakness towards, in this game, I think it's just water. There we go. So, everything has an elemental alignment in general. And sometimes it's kind of unexpected. Huh. Looks like all the bots are becoming summoners. A moment, Metasmith. Common rumor has it that one can meet here with the terrestrial avatar, Carbuncle. Could this be true? Carbuncle, bringer of rainbows, I am Tenzin of the Far East, sent here across the seas at the behest of Phoenix. The Keeper of the Apocalypse has come to Vanadia, and four of the Mother Crystals are besieged by darkness. Yet in the face of this crisis, Bahamut and Diablos do nothing to defend them. Diablos draws souls into his dream world to shelter people from the emptiness, and Bahamut rallies his worms for the destruction of every last person of Vanadia in the name of some ancient pact. Carbuncle, we all carry the curse of Promathia within us, and it is not within our power to lift this bane. But I cannot accept this as justification for genocide. We are born as part of fate's design, and we will live lives we have been given. Now, what voice does Carbuncle have? You, who have brought the sword of Phoenix across the waves, and you, who carries the blessing of the Mother Crystal. You have finally come into contact with the will of Promathia. I knew that even should the past be ground into dust, there would come a time when the people would uncover the truth. No matter how tightly sealed, as long as it exists alongside the Mother Crystal, Promethea's will shall one day awaken. And that is why I have come to guide you to the power of the slumbering gods. As many people as possible must possess this strength to prevent the awakening of the Twilight God. Slumbering gods? You speak of the great avatars that dream away their existence in every corner of Vanadia. I sense that Phoenix does not approve of my actions. He who tries to save the world and he who tries to save mankind. Bahamut and Diablos would also surely oppose me if they knew of my plans. Every time the power of the avatars is granted to a person, it hastens the awakening of the sleeping gods. If the siphoning of energy continues, the boundaries of the crystal world they protect will shatter, and their true forms will manifest upon this world of Vanadia. And then a furious battle will ensue between the terrestrial avatars and the newly awakened gods. But I believe that this is the only option remaining to prevent Promethea's rebirth. The awakening of Promathia draws near. With the Keeper of the Apocalypse now among us, all that remains is for the gates of paradise to be opened. I don't understand. Has not the pursuit of the gates of paradise all been the result of Promethea's curse? If so, then everything has been for the purpose of awakening the Twilight God. Carbuncle, destroying his minions ourselves is the only way to save the children of Altana. I beg you to lend us the strength we need. Please tell us where to find the Keeper of the Apocalypse. You shine so brightly. I know that guiding light well. It is the light standing at your side, merging with your own, that so fills you with hope. Very well, I will grant you my assistance. You will help us. 30 years ago, I sensed the birth of the Keeper of the Apocalypse. After a number of years, the presence faded, and I can no longer sense its location. However, the fiery bird of resurrection will continue to lead your steps in this journey. And that is why I will lend my strength to Phoenix's diminished soul. You have my thanks. Bringer of Rainbows, I am delirious with joy at your words. Do not rejoice just yet, Tenzin. The energy I will share with Phoenix does not exist here. It can be found in the city built by the Kulu on the outskirts of the Zalartian capital, a place known as Soja. The power we granted the Kulu in ancient times should still be sealed away within that city. Metasmith, venture deep within the ruins and open Carbuncle's gate. With the knowledge you hold, you should be able to operate the device that lies within. As I have no strength for battle, this is the best I can do, but I am sure you will find it helpful. Boing. Alright. Carbuncle, we are in your debt. Metasmith, this is the first terrestrial avatar to aid us in our cause. For the others, it will be welcome news indeed. But first we must secure the energy that is sealed within the ruins of Soja. Let us rendezvous there before the Carbuncle Gate. Alright. Postline Glacier at J8. There's a lot of ghosts here. I didn't know that ghosts spawn in this area. That's interesting. Oh well. Alright, let's go to Soja. This is not the Unity people. The Unity people are at the other gate. In woods at the exit is the Unity Warp, I think. That's an interesting noodle. That's an interesting event. A Shaman card, a Benton card, and a Daikoku card. Yeah, maybe I'll do it later. Unity Warp 125 is most time. Yeah. Hey Skrull, what's up? How you doing? I'm getting through the last of Chapter 5 and starting Chapter 6 tonight. Because I've been on this chapter for like a month. And I just want to get it done. J8. J8. J8? Oh, that's I. J8. Okay, I need to go all the way down. Ugh. How's your morning, Skrull? It's 11 p.m. here. Down? Yeah, I'm already down. Okay. Yeah. We'll probably just get out Korimoru here. Yeah. Alright, this one's just a series. It's like a, not a boss rush, but this area is just a series of rooms with doors that you go through in sequence and fight everything that spawns on the way through. No maze, no challenge, just a boss rush. Ugh. And you gotta get through before the door closes, otherwise it'll just lock you out. Another funny thing is there's a... Are you at work already? Are you not going to work today? Today is my last night off. Tomorrow morning I have to go to work. But I'm just trying to finish this up. This is the dungeon for the guys that believed in crypto. jumps? Yeah, I got some jumps. Okay. Yeah, I get that. I'm learning how to use... These enemies are called Krypton berries. They were early adopters of cryptocurrency. Now they're stuck in this dungeon forever. Alright. Yeah, no. Ugh. Why is there a trap on every single door? But yeah. I've been... You should respond and say that back in the day you had about 100, what's that early currency? Bitcoin? You got 100 Bitcoin early on, but you forgot the wallet password. Just tell them that. Back before it had any value, you had like 100 Bitcoins, but you lost the wallet key, and now you don't have access to it anymore. Yeah. What's really crazy about the crypto market is just how batshit crazy it is. Because there's absolutely nothing backing the currency. So, like, if it disappears tomorrow, it just disappears tomorrow. For the same thing to happen to any other currency, like, the United States would have to cease existing for the United States dollar to just go away. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's one of the worst speculative currencies in the world. Because there's no... It only holds value based on what it's being traded for. And because of that, it doesn't hold any specific value. So if it doesn't hold value, it's worthless as a currency. Ugh, but, you know. I'm doing a little bit more talking and voicing today. Yesterday, I went and I had to take a boat, and so I had to wait for the boat, then I get on the boat. It was a 15-minute wait for the boat, then it's a 10-minute boat ride, and when I got done with the boat ride, I came back to where I started, and it was like, oh, this was the boat ride that goes in a circle. I wasted like a half hour of my time. Avatar gate. Is this the right gate? Yeah, it's the right gate. No, well, it turns out there's two boats, and I took the wrong boat. So this is the device which will provide us with the power of Carbuncle. Let us begin, Metasmith. I'm sure poking buttons will do absolutely nothing wrong. Like, what could possibly go wrong here? I'm really happy with the way the text box turned out, with the text going up on the screen, because that text background is the same color Like, I just took the empty text box pattern in-game, and I made it the bottom stripe across the bottom, so when people type in chat, it pops up in the text box. I'm actually really happy with that. I can hear the voice of Phoenix. She's telling us to return to the place where we first met Salteus. But that would be Juno. I don't have a teleport right now, do I? Oh, I do. Sweet. Okay. Ugh. No, but I switched to OBS. OBS has a nice little wizard that auto-sets your stream quality. And just kind of looking at it, I think this quality is much, much, much better than what I was streaming at. Because I wasn't sure what settings to use. So having something tell me what settings to use is really helpful. Let's go back to Juno. Thank you. There we go. And I thought, since I was making my own frames for everything anyways, I might as well just go back to using OBS. Alright, this is where we first met Salteus. Monberau. Metasmith, it seems as if you have experienced a trying ordeal in the Northlands. I have attempted to gather information from the Ducal Guard. However, none are willing, or should I say aloud, to speak of the matter, though the fear in their eyes tells much. And that is not all. Recently, there have been unsettling rumors that the end of the world is near. Those rumors also say that the young patient that I treated, the girl who had her amulet stolen, is connected with this in some manner. I have even heard that the Ducal Guard has a warrant out for her arrest. Preposterous! Lady Prish is simply being used. The true criminal is that boy. Why, if it is not... I apologize for the sudden entrance, Doctor. Metasmith, something terrible is underway. I have come from the Grand Duke Palace, where I heard of the Duchy's ridiculous plan. Juno has begun to mobilize the Ducal Guard in preparations for an attack on Bahamut. Yes, Bahamut has threatened Vanadia with the promise of apocalypse. However, he is still one of the terrestrial avatars, bound to protect this world. There must be some way to persuade the Conqueror of the Skies, and that is why I requested to accompany the commander of this operation, Lady Eshnantaru. Unfortunately, the commander was not one to listen to reason. She is convinced that it would be futile to communicate with Bahamut. It would be futile to try and communicate with Bahamut, and the only way to save the people of Vanadia is to attack the Worm King and his minions before they attack our cities. Excuse me, sir. I am not sure if I fully comprehend what you are trying to say. Bahamut is readying to launch an attack on the four nations. That cannot be true. But if it was, have the leaders of the nations been informed? Have their armies begun preparations? Unfortunately, Sandoria, Bastok, and Windhurst more than likely remain oblivious to the situation at hand, and even if they did know, they would have no means of mounting a counterattack. Bahamut is known as the Conqueror of the Skies for a reason. The power he and his minions possess is beyond anything we could imagine. The power to control time and space. Control time and space? The moment he and his minions were to arrive above our cities would be the moment of our defeat. We would have no choice but to accept annihilation. But I feel there is still a way. Lady Ashantal mentioned that Bahamut is currently building up the energy necessary for teleporting his fellow worms to locations of attack. If we could reach Bahamut before he has stored up enough power, we may be able to persuade him not to begin his ambush on Vanadia. Persuade him? The end of the world is right before us, and you want to sit down and chat with the bringer of that destruction? Exactly. With the Phoenix Blade and Metasmith by my side, I am positive that I can convince Bahamut to spare the lives of those on this world. But to succeed, I require your assistance, Doctor. I need to know where that boy was first discovered. Understood. Wolfgang, captain of the Ducal Guard, ordered me not to reveal this information to anyone. However, I am afraid I no longer have any choice. On the first floor of Delphux Tower, there is a large doorway that leads into the deeper parts of the spire. It is somewhere down there that the boy mysteriously appeared, a large central chamber, but that is all I remember. That I am extremely grateful for all of you have done, Doctor. Come, Metasmith. We have no time to lose. Ah, but there is a door, a locked door, and only Wolfgang knows how to open it. I have no worries, as Phoenix will lead the way. Metasmith, make your preparations quickly and meet me at the tower. Metasmith, it may be a worthless effort, but let me ask Wolfgang for the key to that chamber. While sometimes misled, he is a man who strongly believes in justice. He may feel that it is solely his duty to protect the world on the eve of its destruction. We must let him know that there are those of us who will also follow the same path as he. Here, take this envelope to the Palace Guard post. I will be praying for your success, Metasmith. Excuse me. Alright. Let's go talk to the Ducal Guard and see if we can't not all die, I guess. I miss playing this game with a controller. Oh, what time is it? 11:15. I really want to finish this chapter. Yeah, we'll just go for it. Push until we're done. Let's see here. Who am I looking for? Not Chappie. Not Archifort. Who am I looking for? I mean, they are kind of totally full of players right now. Like, this guy's stuck in a cutscene. This area in particular, this guy's also in a cutscene. There's a few people around this home point. So, like, there's still quite a few people around. But this area in particular is sort of... Ow. Players don't really gather like that anymore, just because of how accessible the home points are. Sometimes at the auction houses there'll be a crowd, but even then, like, all the auction houses are bound together. And then there's also strict character limits for how many characters will appear on screen. But, like, at some of the events, there'll be more players on screen that can load into the game, and it lags horribly. So, like, if you see this message where it says you're around the Rhinoceros, field researchers in Ryzen Jaina have reported to you the unusual data around ... They think Quetzalcoatl could show up there within 10 minutes. So if you go to that fight in 10 minutes, there's going to be like 20 or 30 people there, and or more. And when everybody loads in with their groups, it gets a little crowded. I am looking for this guy. I mean, this server... There's only 1,500 people online. But this server bounces between like 1,200 and 2,000, so... Alright. Let's talk to Farasudamol. What's this? You say you have business with the captain? Ah, Metasmith. I was looking for you. As Shantarl, the Duke Vicarious, would like to hear your account of what transpired in the Northlands. What is this envelope? From Dr. Monbaro. Why would he... However, first things first, follow me. Wolfgang's such a prick. Ah, welcome back, adventurer. I see that you were unsuccessful in protecting the fourth crystal. And now it is looking more and more like you are the one who is leading the boy. Relax, adventurer. I'm not blaming you or anything. Nagmalada kept the secret of the amulet to himself. It is his foolishness that acted as a catalyst for what occurred in the Northlands. And now that we know the true identity of the boy, there is no reason to further suspect your nation's involvement. I apologize for not trusting you. However, we now must put aside our misunderstandings and unite to save the world from being destroyed. Will you help us to protect the mother crystals? Sure. Why not? Metasmith. In the presence of the fourth crystal, I have learned that a strange occurrence took place. Is it true that the girl you took with you actually helped Celteus and thwarted the plans of our Nagmalada? It is extremely important that you do not withhold information from us. I see. The Duchy is currently searching for that girl. We do not wish to punish her. We feel that she may be in grave danger. We must find her so that we can protect her. The first threat to her will be Nagmalada. He is already attempting to make it seem as if the fall of the fourth crystal was the girl's fault. If he finds her, he will more than likely poison her mind, preventing her from speaking of anything that may harm his plan. The second threat will be the boy, Celteus. His next destination will surely be the fifth and final crystal. However, this crystal lies deep beneath the sea, and the only one who knows how to reach it is the girl. Finally, the third threat will consist of the assassins from the south. You may have already heard rumors of the Mithran sin hunters who have crossed the southern seas to try the theologians of Tavnasia. These hunters will not give up until they have punished all those they seek. And that is why we need your help, Metasmith. If you find the girl, bring her here. No harm will be brought to her. I swear on the name of the goddess. Lady Ashantaro. Oh, this guy's a... whatchamacallit. He's a jerk. Metasmith, did you tell them everything that happened in the Northlands? My plan was flawless. If it wasn't for that despicable girl Prish, I would have captured Celteus, and this whole ordeal would be solved. That girl heard the whisper of Celteus' soul, sang the Memoria della Stona, and helped him escape. The testament of affinity she possesses. It connects the hearts and souls of men. Celteus has been using that to control her. Yeah. Those 3 dots really means I'm sick of your bullshit already. But now we have the chance to find out his true intentions. If we can capture the girl, we can use her to tap into Celteus' mind. We can learn if he truly arrived to save Alteu. You miserable man! Are you saying Celteus does not know that our crusade ended long ago? You fool! Are you saying Celteus does not know that the celestial capital was destroyed long ago? Perhaps it is we who do not know the true outcome of the crusade, of the true fate of our capital. I propose that an expedition be sent to Alteu. There we may find the answers to why Celteus arrived all those centuries. There we may find the answers to why Celteus survived all these centuries, and why he continues to poison the Mother Crystal. And that is why we must first investigate the line leading to the 5th crystal. Please, grant me access to the crystal terminal. I understand why you feel an expedition to Alteu is necessary. However, the Armathron Society has already made a decision on this matter. I seem to recall that you have been given orders to research the Moblin city that was discovered near Bastok. All affairs concerning Celteus have been left at Ashantarl. You are not to interfere. But Lady Ashantarl has been given the assignment of Bahamut. Celteus is a much graver problem than you can imagine. I do not think. Yes, you do not think. Did you really believe attacking the boy with the Eye of Altana would defeat him? Your impudence is the cause of all our troubles. But Nagmalada, do not misunderstand us. The Society does not intend to pry at your faults. The reason we have entrusted you with the Moblin investigation is because your excellent Kulu powers of negotiation are vital for the success of the mission. But Lady Ashantarl, you do not realize how powerful the boy has become. Now with the eye gone, the path to the 5th crystal sealed, how do you plan on dealing with him? I don't think you even have a plan. Very well. Let me inform you of how we plan to stop Celteus. We can draw him forth without traveling to the 5th crystal. We can seal him without the precious Eye of Altana. How? You can hear me. Can you not, Celteus? It is I who possesses the other amulet you seek. I am waiting, Celteus. Come and fulfill the pact. Ooh. It's a trap. Here. Take this envelope back to the doctor. It does not belong to me. But why would he try to... Every time you hear me say what? Celteus? Saute. Out of the frying pan and into the frying pan. Celteus. I'm not even sure if I'm saying the word right, but whatever. The name Ashantarl is really hard for me to say, for whatever reason. Okay. Need to go to Upper Juno again. Yeah, so right now there's a holiday event going on, and people can trade to him, so you can see people are just kind of loading in and running around. So I mean, it's fairly active. It's just, it can't load as many characters as Final Fantasy XIV can. But it's also a much older game. Don't be wrong. I think it looks great for how old it is. And the fact that you can get... The textures in this game are made at... What is it? 480 by 3... 460 by 3... What's the... It's like 480 by 360 or whatever the size is. I can't remember exactly what the size is for the low resolution. The 3x4 monitors. But, you can get... Some people have made... 1024 by textures for this game, so it's like upscaled by a factor of 3, and then they've modified it and added, what is it called? They've modified it and they've added, sublayers that have the... What is it called? There's a sublayer you can add the textures that's basically a height map that tells it how to reflect light to give it a more three-dimensional look. It was introduced with DirectX 11, and I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, they also added that layer to it. And so you can get an actual updated texture pack that are all player-made and install it, which makes it look fantastic. I see by his reaction that Wolfgang understood the meaning of the map. Where should you go? That's a secret, Metasmith. Though, if you think hard enough, I feel you will come to understand. Alright. Apparently the letter is a map. Can I actually look at it? Yeah. Inside is a tiny slip of paper with a drawing of what looks like Talia Downs. The inscription says K9N. Talia Downs. North side of K9. Oh, south. This way. Must be this one. Alright, let's see what this map is about. You will not find anything of interest there, Metasmith. This place, a long time ago in Juno, there were these two boys, the best of friends, always sticking their noses into places they did not belong, fighting, getting into trouble. One day, the boys found a shard of a blue glass. There was nothing special about it. It was probably just a broken bottle from one of the local pubs. However, to those boys, it was a fabulous treasure. Looking through that glass allowed the boys to see the world in a different light. It made the town new and exciting. The two would spend hours arguing over who was to use it next. But in time, the buildings and bridges began to bore them, and one day, the boys decided that they would defy their father's warnings and sneak out of the city gates just to have a look at the rest of the world. For a member of the Ducal Guard, coming this far is a simple task, but for two young boys who had never ventured beyond the borders of their hometown, their little journey was a great adventure. And on that journey they brought their treasure. And when they gazed at the towering duchy through the soft blue glass, they realized the strength, the beauty, and the grandeur that was Juno. They were awestruck by the sight of their hometown. The excitement they felt by watching Juno from that spot drew them back there numerous times. However, one day, one of the boys said a strange thing. Juno's amazing when you look at it through the glass or... Juno's amazing whether you look at it through the glass or not. Manbaro. It has been a long time since we both visited this place. Look at the city. It's just as beautiful today as it was when we were boys, wouldn't you say, Wolf? Why have you come here, Manbaro? Manbaro? I have been so busy lately. I just thought I would come here to rest a spell. Why are you here? I was just patrolling the area. I see. Wolfgang. You know the glass is mine.
What?
Don't you remember when we buried it? You said, "The treasure's yours. I don't need it anymore."
I never said such a thing. Where's your proof? Do you have it in writing? Huh? I don't see any signature.
Some things never change, do they, Wolf? If you want it, it's yours. The shard should still be right there where we buried it. No, that treasure was neither mine nor yours. It was ours. Rich. The true reason I came here was to bury the glass. I guess I never told you that I dug it up and kept it in my room. Recently, I seem to have lost sight of what I truly need to protect this world. When I was a boy, staring at the duchy from this hill, I thought I had finally realized that what my father was risking his life to protect. Coming here today reminded me of that. And hopefully I will never again forget. I'll be seeing you, Burrow. Now, where did I put that key? I hope I did not bury it by mistake. Oh well. What is another slap on the wrist and a cut in pay? I have a successful doctor friend to buy all the rounds the next time I go to the pub. And who would that happen to be? I guess I was right. My old friend hasn't changed a bit. Oh, Metasmith, if I were you, I'd see what the captain has buried over there. I have a feeling it's something that may be useful in your quest. But I request that you leave the other treasure where it rests. Allow the memories of two young boys to live on, even if it's just for a little while longer. Aww. Something is buried underneath the piece of light blue glass. You leave the glass where it is. Aww. How sweet. Okay. With that, we should be able to go to Delphix Tower. Excuse me. I should be able to teleport there. Kiefum Island. 1.1. Yes, please. Okay. Ugh. Almost done. I think. I wonder if the Bahamut is up. Transcendental Radiance. It's beyond my pay grade. Okay. Let's see. There are so many cutscenes to go through. What? This is a different mission. Sometimes this game is so funny. So what this is the final expansion that kind of ties everything together. The next mission is to enter Delphix Tower and talk to Iroha. But we haven't... I forgot this mission was active, so like... What's really, really funny is we're supposed to be meeting Tenzin here. Tenzin is Iroha's father, but Iroha is from the future, so it's Tenzin's future daughter that he doesn't know about yet. Which is all sorts of irony. Master. You alright? It is nothing. I needed a few days of respite. I pray it was the orb that led you here. For a brief moment I feared that we would not meet again in this world. I have learned that all of the energies of the Mother Crystals converge upon this very tower. And that is why I have come, to see if we may be able to borrow but a fraction so that we may set things aright. The crystal, it murmured something to me. The chains of Promathia. Master, another path was laid before you, and as you walked it, you encountered one who would shape your future. There is but one last step you must take to bring light into the orb. Did it not show you the particular person when it guided you here? It doesn't surprise me to hear that Prish appeared before you. Oft would you speak to me of the adventures the two of you shared. The orb does naught without just cause. You must seek her out and let the winds of fate blow you where they may. Poke, poke. I'd like you to meet Tenzin. Speaking of, let's see what happens. You wish me to meet a man named Tenzin from the Far East. I should not be so taken aback. It is only natural for my path to cross with his in this era. Of course, I am intimately familiar with Sir Tenzin. He was the one who strongly insisted that I train under you and learn all I can. So it shall be. Although I had hoped to give my regards to Prish in person first. But perhaps you are right. Meeting with Sir Tenzin is paramount. This leaves me with just one question. Where can I meet this Sir Tenzin? He's here. It stands to reason he would visit the fabled city. Let us rendezvous in Rulude Gardens and seek him out. Oh, that's hilarious. Alright, let me zone in again, make sure I didn't miss any cutscenes. Part of the problem with these older games, especially when this engine was made, they can't, like, Final Fantasy XIV, they clearly knew that they were going to write expansions in the future, and so parts of the game they left vague, and parts of the game they left certain types of hints in. Let's see, I need to go to H5. I need to go up there. Okay. Go around the long way. So in Final Fantasy XIV, they wrote in a lot of places to expand on the story, you know? With this engine, when this game was written, like, Final Fantasy XI was kind of an experiment. It was one of the first MMOs released on the market. And it was the first MMO released on a console. So, like, they probably didn't write with the intent of leaving open-ended questions for the story to answer in the future. You know? And so when they released the first expansion as the game became more successful, they were like, there were too many inconsistencies with how they were telling the story. Because you could know the story from any given nation state, or not. You may have never met characters, or you may know the characters intimately. And there's just so many different factors in this engine I don't think can handle something that's bearing down on you. Oh, he thinks he got the jump on me, but I got the jump on him. Bang. Bang. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. Alright, here we go. Metasmith! Where did you get that key? The captain of the Ducal Guard? Well, well, well. Who is this? It is him. Excellent timing. Great minds think alike, wouldn't you say, Metalsmith and Tenzin? I never thought it would be the two of you who helped me. I, too, have some very important business on the other side of that door. Ah, what a grand sight. The 5 mother crystals. It is this contraption that protects them as they slumber beneath Vanadia. Protects them? So that is the purpose of this tower? Exactly. The 5 crystals are connected by the 5 crystal lines that all converge on this very place. For many centuries, we have monitored the lines, protected the radiance of the crystals. However, when the Worm King Bahamut arrived, the 5 crystals began acting strangely. We could no longer control them. And then came Celteus. He came here? Sir Nagmalada, are you saying that the boy came here via the crystal line? Which means, by traveling back through the crystal line, he can... Exactly. He can reach the 5th crystal. However, it is not as easy as you may think. The lines were not built as the path for men. They were built to gather the light of the mother crystals. The true reason Celteus was able to enter this place was because he was aided by a guardian of the crystals, a terrestrial avatar. A terrestrial avatar. It is all clear now. Phoenix led me to this place to show me the way to the celestial capital of Altair. Phoenix? Led you here? That is truly unfortunate. If this only happened before Soja was reactivated. Reactivated? What do you mean by that, Nagmalada? The ruins of Soja were once the homes of my Kulu brothers and sisters. However, at the onset of the Kulu War with the Xylart, the terrestrial avatars lent us their power and helped transform the area into an impenetrable stronghold. And deep below the ruins is a device that blocks the flow of energy through the crystal line. Eshantarl has repaired that device. Repaired it? Why would she do such a thing? I no longer know what the Society is plotting. That is why I came here, to find out their true intentions. Are you surprised? I guess that we ancients, Kulu and Xylart, are all the same. However, that could not be further from the truth. The Xylart were blessed with the ability to subliminally communicate with all those around them. They possessed the whisper of the soul. It was this ability that made the bonds between them unbreakable. However, there were those who were born without the whisper, the Kulu. My people were destined from birth to sit outside the bonds of the Xylartian community. But we bystanders were able to ascertain the truth, and it was this that helped us survive the crusades of 10,000 years ago. The Xylart, the terrestrial avatars, Celteus, once again their sins will deface Vanity and undermine her children. That is terrible. If you know of such a battle brewing, why do you not attempt to stop it? Why must we fight the avatars? Why such a battle would be meaningless? Our true enemies are the emptiness and the evil boy that is spreading it. Ha! Is that what you have to say, Tenzin? When are you going to stop being led around like on a leash like a measly dog? When are you going to see that what the terrestrial avatars really want? Listen, I told you this once before. Celteus is nothing but a traitor. 10,000 years ago, he prevented the Xylart from obtaining what they desired. Now he is simply attempting the same thing. The records stored in the crystalline observation equipment have shown me the reason why Celteus travels to the mother crystals. By touching the shards, he is able to drain their light, their power. The crystal's power? To accomplish our task, we had to gather the power of the crystals to fuse it into one. And to do that, we needed to repair and revive the Xylartian machines that were damaged in the accident that occurred 10,000 years ago. With the machines working again, we were able to slowly drain the light of the crystals. When he realized he could not single-handedly take on the whole nation of Juno, he turned to the crystals instead. And when he laid his hands on them, their power flowed from the faucets like water rushing from a broken dam. This sudden loss of power resulted in a disruption in the space surrounding the crystals. Without the life-giving light of the crystals shining upon it, the space became overwhelmed with darkness, the emptiness. Salteus first appeared on Vanadia at the same time as Bahamut. In my home nation, there were many reports of emptiness eating its way through the land long before Bahamut even arrived. Wait, you just said that you were slowly draining the light from the crystals. That would mean that the cause of the emptiness in the east is you, Xylar. I was beginning to wonder when you would realize that, Tenzin. But don't misunderstand us. It was never our intention to harm Vanadia with the emptiness. While we lay in slumber for the past 10,000 years, things changed. The crystals changed. Especially the fifth crystal, deep below Altayu. When the celestial capital was destroyed and sunk to the bottom of the sea, the crystal was damaged. The data that it returns is very odd indeed. However, you need not worry. Once the gate of the gods is opened, the crystals will return to their former state. And once they do, the emptiness will disappear from the crystal's radiance, and the Xylar will have accomplished their dream. Only the wretched terrestrial avatars stand in our way.
That is enough! Before I slice you in two, I will give you the opportunity to recall the words of Diablos. Wake up. You are all bound like marionettes by the chains of Promathia. When the gates of paradise open, our world will be no more. But with the end always comes a new beginning. Tenzin, have you asked your precious phoenix what actually happens when our world is no more? What do you mean? Yes, the world we live in now is nothing but an illusion. Compared to paradise, vanity is a cesspool festering with pain and suffering, lost hopes and dreams. Strict values waver in the winds of uncertainty, while you pilfer your precious time struggling to recognize the truths that peer back at you through the darkness. You are inclined to search aimlessly for hints of who you truly are. Though you rarely discover them, and it is this failure that ultimately forces you to tread the vague path through your miserable lives. Even confessions of the soul result in disagreement and inconsistency, thrusting your pitiful masses into utter chaos. It is this chaos that breeds evil, an evil that propels you into justifying deeds of malevolence to maintain your false sense of purity. You were born into this world, and this is the only world you know. That is why you fear its end. You fear it and you fight it. The terrestrial avatars recognize this characteristic of your people and have used it to their advantage. Why? Have you ever wondered why the terrestrial avatars are named so? It is because they, too, were born on Vanadia. If Vanadia returns to paradise, they will be nothing but mere animals. But you people are nothing but puppets. Your strings tied to the fingers of the terrestrial avatars, destined to a life of slavery. Why not open your eyes to the truth? Now that you realize your true enemies are the avatars who claim to protect you, your journey through the darkness is over. You can leave the rest to me. I shall change your destinies. The light Salteus has gathered from the mother crystals. If the celestial capital of Altayu still does exist, then the Xylartian plan is... This monitoring device will inform me of the crystal's memories. The memories will guide me. Let your memories show me the truth I seek. This is a long cutscene. receiving partial data. There's still too much interference coming from the fifth crystal. But that image, I've seen it somewhere before. It was the Chamber of Eventide, and that was Ashantaro. Yes, it's all clear now. What? Could it be? Doc Mulata said the terrestrial avatars are using us to prevent people from waking up and realizing the truth. But if that is true, the people who gave their lives for this flame, Phoenix, answer me! To grant you this form, lives were lost, villages destroyed. The lifeblood you drank from my people, was it not to save Vanadia? Was it not to breathe hope back into their children? And once again you tell me to visit Fenrir. Where? The southern Soja, Tower of Soja? Is that all? We shall see what truths the final avatar presents us with. We shall see if we are simply being made fools of. Alright, one more area to go to. Oh! Okay, we need to go to the H10 tower. The southern tower of Soja. Oops. Was exit. That should be good. Oh, we can get that done, then we can be done with chapter 5. I don't think we can get this done in 10 minutes. It's fine. Alright. Let's get this done. Yeah, it's midnight here. I want to get chapter 5 done because I've been on this chapter for literally a month. And I want to be done so I can move on. No, but it's such a slog. I was gonna do 1 hour sections, but it would have taken 3 streams just to get through this part of the story. But to give you the idea, like, it only took... In the previous expansion, there was only like 20 minutes of speaking lines total, maybe 30. There was a lot of running around and a lot of like farming and grinding and stuff like that, but the actual cutscenes there's only like 30 minutes of. But this one, boy, this is where they really stuck all the story in. It is something else. Ugh. Poor Tenzin. Metasmith. I am truly sorry. You did not have to come. It is my fault that you became a tool of the terrestrial avatars. The Phoenix Blaze has confirmed what Nagmalada has said. When the gates of paradise open, the terrestrial avatars will return to their original form, mere beasts. The slumbering gods will awake
and the Vanadia we know will be transformed into a paradise blessed with their glory. However, with their awakening, the Lord of Chaos shall also return. Whether this is good or bad, not even Phoenix knows. Not even Phoenix knows. And so countless lives were lost in my country to the far east. The Phoenix Blaze was forged in the flames of resurrection, the flames left by Phoenix. Its sole purpose to destroy the emptiness, however, it lacked the power to fulfill that mission. It required a strength only obtained by taking innocent lives. The number of people who were ultimately sacrificed is unspeakable. Well, that got dark real quick. So to feed the power of that blade of Phoenix, all the people from the affected villages were just, like, asked to give their lives to the blade. Bandits and criminals were the first to be taken. Soon, villages that could not pay their tributes began offering sacrifices in place of money or crops. Like, holy shit, wow. Finally, the lives of those who had fallen into the slumber of the emptiness were also taken as they slept, unaware of the fate that had befallen them. To you, the tactics chosen by my country may sound barbaric. However, my people realize that this is only part of their destiny. They accepted their deaths in exchange to prevent the deaths of others. They know that with their passing, they will have protected the world that their children and their grandchildren will inherit. Yeah. Metasmith, my country has entrusted me with this great task, and I am here to fulfill it. One aspect of that task is to protect the Phoenix Blade with my life. I must follow my orders at any cost, and that is why I need you to promise me. If Phoenix leads me down a path that defies the will and morality of men, then you will do what is right for this world. Now, I must continue, Metasmith. It is said that deep within this tower the power of Fenrir sleeps, and one can speak with the Avatar if his power is released. I can only pray my spirit remains as strong as yours. So, yeah. Anybody that committed any sort of crime... Do I actually have to go through here? Yeah, I can go this way. Follow the outer wall. Ooh, goblins. But yeah, like... Ow. I don't want to fight everything. Goblins too. Yeah. Okay. So, petty thieves, bandits, anybody that committed a crime, followed by anybody that was cursed. Do I have any more silent oils and prism powders? I don't have any more silent oils, that's fine. Do I have any in my storage? Slime oil, not silent oil. There we go. I have 3. Alright. It'll take me about 5 minutes to get through here. So the number of people whose souls are sacrificed to the Phoenix Blade is like... I see. Exit the room to the south. Should be the elevator. Please be the elevator. Oh my goodness. Ah, sweet, it is the elevator. Ugh. So once I do this cutscene, I can go back to Sid. Okay. Let's see here. I am Fenrir. Though I no longer have a body, my spirit continues to roam the heavens. However, my strength has begun to fade, as do stars come morn. Oh, guardian of the moon, my name is Tenzin. I have come from the land far to the east, the blade-born of Phoenix at my side. Great misfortune has befallen Vanadea. The 4 mother crystals have lost their power and were overtaken by emptiness. Vanadea trembles at the arrival of the Keeper of the Apocalypse. To save our world, we require your strength and your wisdom. Can you offer us your assistance? So you still choose the path to live and die with the children of the dawn. The path of the terrestrial avatars. The path of the people. I apologize, but I do not quite understand what you are trying to tell us. The memories of 10,000 years ago, they will guide you. Witness the vows of ancient times, the decisions made before I fade into the morning sky. Where are we? Could this be Fenrir's vision? If we are truly witnessing civilizations past, then those fighting Fenrir are our ancestors? Listen carefully, people of Vanadea. Though you have accepted Twilight, you still choose to remain in this world. You did not heed our warnings, and now the light of the crystals has begun to fade. Chaos is upon you. There is nothing more we can do for you. We no longer have time for idle chatter. If you wish to remain as you are, leave this place immediately. There is still time before the pact between the terrestrial avatars and Salteus is fulfilled. Go, live your lives, until the flames of your souls have flickered out. Wait, our future is not yet decided. We have come to request of you a new destiny. A new destiny? I shall repeat myself one last time. Your destinies have been recorded in the pages of the universe. The answer given by the Mother Crystals has become truth. The memories of the crystal have been uttered. These words cannot be changed. Yes, we understand. As time passes, the life force that dwells within us all becomes tainted. Darkness is born. And then comes one who harbors that darkness, the Keeper of the Apocalypse, and he will lead us into the twilight. This destiny is not decided by you, and cannot be changed using the divination power of the stars and the moon. It is a given. However, I traveled to my homeland, and I spoke with the dying Salteus, and he told me, if the Keeper of the Apocalypse is defeated, then the pact with the terrestrial avatars would be broken. You are correct, but you can only succeed by breaking the chains that bind your people. With Salteus gone, who is there left with the strength, the courage, to accomplish that daunting task? Who is there left to bear forth and answer an answerless riddle? I am left. I have found the answer. Salteus told me what he was trying to accomplish, because he wished for me to continue in his footsteps. It cannot be. You are the one who escaped from the curse of the emptiness. Even my readings could not predict this crossing of destinies. You who have broken free from the circle of life, you may be able to watch over the destinies of mankind until the end arrives. But when it does, when the Keeper of the Apocalypse rises up, you will be powerless. And you will witness every man and woman on Vanadia blindly march into the void of twilight. Their arrogance, apathy, cowardice, rage, and envy drawing them deeper and deeper into the darkness. Yes, however, there is still hope. The life force of men is strong. They will persevere along the river of time until an answer is found. Fenrir, guardian of the moon, we await your divination. Tell us the fated era. Tell us the fated land. If we know only when and where the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise forth, we will find a way to defeat him. Mankind will find a way. The fated era. The fated land. A hardship that accompany the destiny you so desire to bear are beyond any you could even imagine. However, this may be the only true form of retribution for your past sins. Are you ready to take upon your back the destiny of all mankind? Yes. Then I am not one to stand in your way. Let the moon reading begin. There's a wolf. And so, destiny has spoken. After 10,000 years of sleep, the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise once again in Tavnasia. Metasmith. Could Fenrir's words be the truth, or simply some form of trickery. After 10,000 years of sleep, the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise once again in Tavnasia. 10,000 years have passed. Tavnasia, the abhorrent one. But I must return to Vestok and speak with Lady Ulmia immediately. Uh-oh. Alright. Gotta go talk to Sid, and we have like 5 cutscenes. And then, at the beginning of the next chapter, I will call it a night. Oh, that's not Vestok. Ah. Almost there. I thought it would be 10 minutes, 20 minutes ago, but we're almost there. I won't share that. Okay, let's talk to Sid. Ugh, I need to gargle some gravel. Here we go. Master Sid, has Lady Ulmia returned? And what of Lady Prish?
Calm down, calm down. Ulmia arrived back here a few days ago. She's resting in one of our guest residences. Prish, well, there's still no signs of her. But before we set out to look for her, why don't you tell us what you found out on your journey? The terrestrial avatars told you that. It's so hard to believe, but some of the things Nagbalata said do make some sense. For example, the recent strange energy readings from the crags. I've studied those well. But I never imagined that the remnants of the ancients were trying to do something as crazy as that, using the lines to converge the energies of all 5 crystals.
And ultimately, use that concentrated power to open the gates of paradise.
I'm not positive, but with that much energy, opening the gates may not be as impossible as it sounds. And with all that technology those Hoodin scientists in Juneau have... But wait a minute. Didn't they already try opening the gates 10,000 years ago and fail miserably? Just look at their capital. It's sunk to the bottom of the sea. Until we find out what this paradise place really is, we can't let the Xylar go on doing as they please.
That is true. But we first must face the problem that lies before us, the Keeper of the Apocalypse. I was certain Salteus was the one we were searching for, but after hearing the testimony of Fenrir...
That the Keeper of the Apocalypse would be born under Tavnasia. Tenzin, according to what you told me, Prish's treatment in the Tavnasia was quite out of the ordinary. Are you trying to say that this is because she is the Keeper?
While it pains me to believe so, all the recent events seem to point to that conclusion. I have asked Phoenix numerous times for an answer, but she only replies that she, too, does not know. But if it is true, if Prish is the Keeper of the Apocalypse, then there is only one thing to do.
Hold on, Tenzin. We still don't know for sure that she's the one. Yeah, she's a little rude, and a little crude, and a heck of a lot wilder than I like most of my company. But once you get past that, you realize she's one of the most honest people you'll ever meet. I couldn't imagine her lying to a soul, let alone being untrue to herself. Tenzin, you can't truly believe she's inherited the will of Promathia, can you?
However, I cannot doubt what I saw. I believe that Fenrir showed me what he did for a reason. It is the sole wish of the terrestrial avatars to keep the gates of paradise closed. Anyone who attempts to open the gates will undoubtedly become their enemy. Perhaps the will of Promathia remains dormant within Lady Prish. Perhaps she simply has not realized that she carries the seed of Twilight.
Alright. But I'm gonna have to ask you to refrain from questioning Olmia until Luverance is back. We don't want to jump to any conclusions before we've grasped the whole picture. Tenzin, I understand that you blame yourself for not being able to find Prish, but think of poor Olmia and how she would react.
Very well, Master Sid. I promise I will not speak of what I saw with Lady Olmia until the return of Sir Luverance. If it is not too much to ask, might I inquire as to where she is staying?
Raiva, show Tenzin to Olmia's room. Metasmith, to tell you the truth, I think we may be way over our heads here. Up until now, whether it be for science or justice, I've never thought too deeply about what I was getting into. I just took the ball and ran with it as fast as I could. But this time a little voice in the back of my head is telling me that I should be careful. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. It's those ancients that you keep talking about. If they're rooting firmly into Juno, there may not be anything we can do to pull them out. Fighting worms and beastmen is bad enough. I shudder to think of what would happen if the Duchy's army was thrown into the mix. And there's something else that has been bothering me. This far eastern country that Tenzin has supposedly traveled from. Even the pirates of Norg know little about it. How do we know if we can really trust him? Who speaks the truth and who peddles lies? It is becoming harder and harder to tell. I see a storm a-brewing on the horizon. If we don't take care, our ship may sink, and everything we have fought for up to now may be lost. If you really want to save your nation and its people, you have to be strong. See things with your own eyes. Make decisions with your own heart. Don't be fooled with ulterior motives. Now, sorry about that, Metasmith. I didn't mean to sound like a father scolding his daughter. What's wrong?
Uncle Sid, the Ten Shoto just sent a message. Prish has been spotted. In Juno!
What?
They told her that there was a warrant out for her capture. But she didn't listen. But she didn't seem to listen. What's wrong? Why would she go and risk being captured? Juno. Perhaps she has gone to meet with...
Olmia, is there something we should know?
Master Sid, I must leave for Juno immediately.
Olmia! This doesn't look good. Ryvet, find Tenzin and Loverance and tell them what has happened. Then hurry to Juno. Tell them not to worry about Movopolis. I'll have a party of musketeers. No, gold musketeers sent there right away. Metasmith, you'd better hurry to Juno as well. If you can't find Prish, then we'll be all meeting at the front of the Grand Duke Palace on and plan our next move. If she's already been captured, then I can guarantee you she'll be somewhere in that building.
What? He's giving me a quest now.
Heard good things about you. It seems you're quite the adventurer now. I have a job for you. Well, it's not a mission or anything official, just a personal favor. There's a tavern in the Port District called the Steaming Sheep Restaurant. I want you to go and see if the matron needs any help. And if she does, could you try and help her? Of course, I will lend you a reward for your services.
I didn't need that quest.
Ah, it's you. Remember what I asked you to do, right?
Yeah, I need you to do the other quest. Okay, I just want the next chapter to start. I want the text on the screen. I'm gonna check out Juno. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Juno. Renewed Gardens 1. Yes. Alright, we're gonna go talk to Pharmaceutical one more time. And then an hour, 20 minutes after I intended, we'll go ahead and finish up. Oh no, this is the wrong cutscene. Lady Metasmith, you know what it means for me to be standing before you here? It means I am out of sequence. I must confess to stationing one of my agents around the area after our soiree in Norg. Not for any nefarious purpose. Oh, this is so out of sequence. It was not for any nefarious purpose, I assure you. It was merely a gathering what information I could about the destruction of the future. And as I implied earlier, the emptiness is almost certainly the cause of Iroha's claims. I would ask Iroha to tell me what she knows. Forgive me for keeping you waiting, Master. Sir Tenzin, the pleasure is mine. I am glad to see you again. Again? But this is the first time we... but of course, you mean to say that you have met me in the future. You are the very reason I am able to stand here today. My tears flowed like rain when last we parted. You mean to say that I was swallowed up in the emptiness? Not just you. Everyone. I thought myself better prepared for this. So such a future does come to pass. Then that means I failed. Sir Tenzin, lift your head. In my era, you and the Master were revered as heroes of the highest caliber. It was not any failure on your behalf. When darkness poured forth from the crystals, there was nothing you could have done to stop it. Secluded on that small island, I was able to stem the rising tide, and the world was torn asunder. Heavens be good. There is only one thing we can do. We must protect our world. Lady Metasmith, Lady Iroha, the future is ours for the taking, and I swear to fight until I have drawn my last breath. Ugh. What? What? Does it mean to absorb the fire burning in my heart? No, Sir Tenzin. Your passion has brought new life onto the orb. Would that it were sufficient, but the light remains ever pale. You have yet to meet with Lady Prish, correct? Master, when you recounted tales of your exploits, Lady Prish was a prominent figure. You oft waxed lyrically about how her prowess was beyond compare. Perhaps we should call her back to Juno. Permit me to seek her out and lead her to the port. Our next destination is clear to us. So, another funny thing is that lady that just kind of popped in and said that. Literally Iroha's mother. Master, the fire in Tenzin's heart is evident. You must meet Prish without delay. I must confess that the only reason I am standing here today to aid you is that I received a benevolent puissance when you and Sir Tenzin visited me on Ryzenjima during the ultimate conflict. Yet I must reiterate that I do not exist in this era. My presence has caused the wheel of fate to spin, and I fear that it may not come to rest on an advantageous position. Yet should you remain ever unflinching as you tackle this most arduous of journeys, then perhaps my appearance here matters not, and you will be able to lead us to a brighter future. Master, I shall head to the port while you search for Lady Prish. Ugh. It's not quite out of sequence, but it's just barely out of sequence. Please, let me rest here until we meet Lady Prish. Alright, now let's check the pharmaceutical. This here be a country boy. There we go, Chapter 6, Echoes of Time. Metasmith. No, you're fine, Skrull. I know you're busy. I will be finishing up after this cutscene is done, so you're not missing anything. What business do you have here today? If you seek Captain Wolfgang, he's currently... You are here about the girl Prish, and the warrant for her arrest? She presented herself to the palace of her own free will, not so long ago. Naturally, she was taken into custody, but her demands for an audience with a higher authority are becoming increasingly vocal. I wonder if Captain Wolfgang will return from his duties any time in the near future. Metasmith, I apologize for interrupting your conversation, but could you walk with me for a moment? Why would Prish surrender herself so easily? I have no idea what she could be thinking. Thank the mercy of Eltana that Prish has escaped any punishment while the Genoan government is occupied with other matters. If we could only use this opportunity to rescue her somehow. Metasmith, Lady Omia, Tenzin, I am glad to have found you. You have heard of young Lady Prish's predicament. We need to gather everyone together to unite our actions and plan our next move. The rest of our friends are waiting in the tavern in Upper Juno. A tavern in Upper Juno? Aldo has used his influence to secure the establishment for our exclusive use, if only for a short time. I will await you on the premises. Until then. Alright. 40 minutes later. We are done. Let's see, I have a different scene. I'm gonna change this one soon too. But, whatever. Alright. That's it for tonight. Amanda, if you're listening, love you. I'm going to bed. We got to find out there's a lot going on in the past. Have a good night, Skrull. Or have a good day. Enjoy your work day. Next time we will find out how we're gonna try and rescue Prish, which is undoubtedly gonna turn into Prish being like, I don't need you to rescue me. I'm just fine. Which is why I love Prish. She's a great character. But yeah, Chapter 6 is next time, so... And love you. Hope to see you soon. Everybody else, hope you enjoyed watching, listening to me destroy my throat trying to play Sid. Ugh. I shouldn't have done that voice for Sid, but whatever. Alright. Have a good night.